What is up and welcome back. Alright, I lied. I'm back. I couldn't pass up this opportunity, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's just get started and say a couple things. If you're new to my channel, we've gained a little momentum, and this is a little genre that we might get some people that we don't know here in the videos, so let's clear this up right quick. I never wish any bad on anybody or any ill intentions. Let's just put that out there in the universe. I totally believe that everybody can fall upon hard times and everybody goes through things and everybody deserves to have a chance and get some help. With that being said, let's get into this morning's topic. We've talked about this person before. This person has came at Life of a Free Spirit, Callie, and which nothing, I'm just putting this out here. We're not discussing these people, but we're just going to talk about people that the person that we're going to talk about has had run-ins with. Let's just kind of do a little vibe into this person's character and what they put out there and what, I've gathered from their personality. So this person's had racism encounters with Callie, Life of a Free Spirit. This person's had run-ins with Alex, irate Alex. And prayers and thoughts out to irate Alex. I watched a video the other day, and Alex is going through some things health-wise. I don't want to get into it. He discusses it on his channel, but Alex, I know you won't see this, but if anybody, watches Alex and watches me, it's just, I don't even want to cry right now, but I really hope that Alex can get a grasp on his health and what he has going on right now. So let me rein it in, because that just really took me for a minute. So let's talk about ShannyForChrist, ShannyForChrist, Shanny hashtag BPD. I'm assuming the BPD is maybe bipolar disorder. And again, if you're new, I suffer from PTSD, anxiety, severe depression, panic attacks, all been diagnosed, and a handful of other things. We're not going to get into that. I showed some medical papers the other day. Unfortunately, I had to take them down. Some technical difficulties during the video, but been diagnosed professionally. Okay, well, back to what I was saying with the people that she's had run-ins to. So Shanny came out of the woodwork. Sorry, I got to work on getting a new cord every time I move. The lights go out. So Shanny has had run-ins with many people. And you might say, well, if ShannyForChrist, that's kind of a nickname, kind of a name to have. ShannyForChrist has this big thing that she is a warrior for Christ, and her and Rev is her boyfriend. I think his name is, don't quote me, but I think it's Jeremy, if I'm not mistaken, James or Jeremy. Let me know in the comments. I know he's also been referred to Baby Carrot. Him and Shanny opened up an OnlyFans, and it really didn't do too exuberant. They didn't make it too long in their porn career, as they call it. And just a heads up, if you could thumbs up this and leave a comment, I don't think this video will probably get demonetized once we really break into Shanny's video. So I noticed the other day that Shanny has finally hit 1,000. Awesome. Good for Shanny. Cool. It does blow my mind because Shanny, to me, the way she treats people is just, we've heard of racism, health things she said about Alex. I could just go on and on and on, but that's not why we're here nor there for this part of the video. So Shanny, I've been keeping an eye on the last couple weeks, is really going through some hard times. And you might say, well, Kaya, why do you say it in that, voice, that tone? Well, let's just read. I keep looking down at my notes here. Let's just read a couple phrases that I've went back and actually been a part of and seen many videos. Karma is real. You guys are going to get it. believe it or not, karma's real, and it's going to get each and every one of you. That's a good Shanny phrase. Shanny is Shannon, by the way. You peasants don't have money like I do. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you wish on to other people, Shannon. All right, well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what's been going on these past couple weeks. Well, these past couple weeks have been, let's just read some titles here. And the video that we're going to cover came out 3 hours ago. It is an hour and 11 minutes and 47 second stream. 1,000 subscribers sub Gorge Fest mukbang. 59 minutes and 10 seconds. That was streamed a day ago. Animal Crossing. Got on some fancy headphones. You need a device to stream. And you'll say, well, why, Kaya, does it matter? We're going to get into that, why it matters. Let's keep trucking down the Negs, you're a POS hypocrite. Well, hate to say it, I never thought I'd agree with Negs, but I'm agreeing with Negs for once on the Shanny video that he made, because he covered Shanny, and for once I agree with what Negs is saying. We are good now. What does that mean? Well, let's get into what that means. Cash App, ShannyForChrist, anything will help. I need help. We were robbed. It's unfair. I have no one. Bunch of Animal Crossing. A sandwich and Cheez-It, a theatrical version. New episode, I hope to community guidelines. What the Amberlin food obsession? Well, Shannon, I wouldn't be saying you got the family-size box of Cheez-Its here. Well, Shannon, probably wouldn't talk about Amberlin's food habits because, sorry, I'm looking for Gorge Fest here. Where'd it go? Yeah, Shannon, so in your Gorge Fest here, you've got 2 cans of soda, a jar of pickles, a big thing of ranch, a sandwich like that, another sandwich like that, and chips and pasta salad, and another thing of pickles or extreme beans. Not quite for sure, Chantel, there, wannabe. And that is another thing we're about to get into. So, you have tipped Foodie Beauty $50 here, $50 there, $100 here. Oh, thanks, Shanny. Thanks for the $100. You didn't have to do that. What are we getting into here? Let's crack into this here. Everybody was peasants a couple months ago. Not even a year ago, if I do recall. I'm living in this high-rise in Colorado, and we got all this good weed, and sorry, I literally just unplugged my whole getup here. I apologize. I am going to get a better cord. This will be the last video with this cord. I do apologize. So, we were robbed. Okay, now, what might you ask does that entail? I apologize, guys. We were robbed. And I am getting a new tripod, too. My dogs robbed me of a tripod. We were robbed. You know what we were robbed means? They left the garage open and they thought somebody stole the key fobs. What is somebody going to do if they find the key fobs in your car? What are likely the chances? Could happen, but let's just say, what are the chances your key fobs are in there and they're not going to take your car? What are they going to do with some random key fobs? Key fobs are programmed. I have one. Should have brought it to show you. What a key fob is, it's the little thing that unlocks your car. Some cars, it's the key, depending on what model you have, what make, what year, etc. So I found it rather strange. Well, here's the go-getter that the key fobs were stolen. Just per se they were, let's give some leadway here. There was a missing key fob that was somewhere in the house. But did Shanny and Rev get their tails up to find the key fob before they made a 19-hour stream that they needed help? You heard me right, 19 hours. But remind you, again, I said this, people fall on hard times, but we're peasants. We're peasants, mind you. Just a couple months ago, we were peasants. They were smoking the highest quality weed. Do what you gotta do. I used to smoke weed. It's medical in Colorado. Do what you gotta do. But they were smoking the highest quality weed. Pipes, PS4s, PS5s, fancy clocks, video game clocks. Shannon was buying makeup. And like I said, each their own, but we're going to rein it in here. I'm not talking a couple $1,000s. Now, what had happened was, if you're new, I know some people, you know, my channel might not know who Shanny and Rev are. And Rev is Shanny's boyfriend. He goes by Rev. He goes by Reverend, but I don't call him Reverend because he's not a Reverend, and what they stand for is not real Christian stuff. The way they treat people, the way they talk, the way they treat their children. And again, I'm not about talking to anybody's children, but let's just get into, speaking of kids, let's get on to the next thing on our list about the kids. And then we'll get back to Rev and then the money. Shannon has 2 kids in this house, Shannon and Rev. Shanny made a video. Her son was having a crisis, and I don't think anything's funny. You know how I feel about people showing people and talking about people's crisis. You know how I feel about that with Foodie Beauty and going to the psych ward and talking about other people's psych situations. So Shanny, the mother that she is, what do you think Shanny would do? Leave in the comments, did Shanny, take a pause right quick, we're going to do a little quiz. Did Shanny turn off the comments, or excuse me, turn off the camera and hurry up and get her son to psych ward? Or did B, Shanny film the whole thing, sitting in the seat, while her son was in the back seat? Take a pause for you guys to answer. If you answered B, you are correct. Instead of turning off the camera while her son was in a time of need, Shanny decided to film his whole way there to the mental ward. I bet that made things better, didn't it, Shannon? So, let's see here. Okay, to the money. To the money. Well, Shannon proclaims to have food stamps. So some people think, is Shannon telling the truth about having this money? Yeah, it could go either way. When you get food stamps, I had food stamps when I was a kid. My mom was a single mom. You had to show your income. You had to show your employment, how much you made, and the reason why you show this is to make sure you fall within a certain guideline. So A, are they broke? Or is Shannon claiming that she's not with Rev, so they still have some money and Shannon can get assistance? Just throwing these ideas out here. And you might say, Kaya, why are you going so hard on this? You know why I'm going so hard on this? Because I do believe people need help. And there's nothing wrong with needing help. And you might say, well, why? What is this all coming together? Well, the things that Shannon and them were buying. And you know I say this. I don't like to get in anybody's pockets. But word on the street is, I don't know the initial amount, but this is what word on the street is. And I can say, by watching their videos here and there, they were spending quite amount of large sums of money at once and dropping it on live streams, dropping it on video game stuff, makeup stuff, nails, just you name it, clothes, fancy, you know, streaming headphones, whatever. They were spending it. So I'm not talking, you know, like I do, a pallet here, a little alcohol here. I'm talking like buying big ticket items. Rev supposedly came up on $250,000 from his mother dying. I'm not talking 10 years ago. I'm not talking 5 years ago. I'm talking like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. How did they spend this money? Did they buy themselves a house? Nah. Did they buy themselves a house so they know if something happened, that when their boys got older, they would have a place to live? Now, what do? They get a fancy skyrise condo apartment. They're renting it. $250,000. That is quite a chunk of change. I'm not talking a couple thousand. I'm talking that they got a substantial amount of money. Again, I don't know if it's true. That's what word on the street is. It was 250 grand, and it was more than a couple thousand because there were cars bought. There were big ticket items. I mean, there was furniture bought, this condo, etc. High dollar weed smoking all the time. That cost in itself. Medical is expensive. Edibles, you know. What did they spend what did they spend all else on the money? Well, Rev decided that he would put it in the stock markets. That would be like me buying a bunch of horses and saying, hey guys, I'm going to start racing these horses, and I don't have a daggone first clue about horses. Quite frankly, I'm allergic to them, to be honest with you, but I don't know why that came to mind, horses. And I'm going to start racing these horses, guys, and I'm going to open some stalls, and I'm going to put these horses in the Kentucky Derby, and knowing the horses that I bought, these horses wouldn't walk a mile, let alone run. What in the world? Now, if that's Rev's thing, cool. Again, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to spend their money, but you could say, hey, I'm going to put $5,000, $3,000 in the market, see how it does. Yeah, I wouldn't even put that much the way the economy is. That's another thing. Why wouldn't you research? Our economy right now is horrible in the United States. I know other people watch me from other countries. That's why I say Shannon and Rev are in the United States. They're in Colorado. Again, I don't put anybody's location out unless they talk about it. So that is why I disclose, because they talk about where they are at. Why would you not say, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to put umpteen amount of dollars. If I get that back, then I'll, reinvest that back. But the stock market is never a guarantee. Let me invest in a property, or let me at least buy a house to make sure I've got a roof over my family's head. No matter what we do with this money, I got a roof over my children's head. If something happens to us down the road when we get old, these children have a home over their head, or they can sell the house, give it to their kids, whatever the case may be. No. Right now, they proclaim that they are broke. When I mean broke, I'm talking phone bills are due, cable due. Well, first things first, your girl had to cut cable off probably 2 years ago. Cable is not a necessity. Cable is a want, a need. When I started this channel up, I need to run 2 internets because I'm outside of the city. One, if you guys remember there for a while, I was saying that it was taking 24 to 2 days, 48 hours to get a video up. The internet that I had just wasn't pumping. You guys, there are hundreds of videos that I have scrapped. Hundreds of videos. Before I ended up getting, I just finally dumped them. I would go through them. They would be corrupt. They wouldn't go up. Finally, I just said, you know what, screw it. I've lost hundreds and hundreds of videos going to different places, different recipes, different hauls, different, family outings, different holidays, different things with the dogs. I just scrapped them. So cable is not a necessity. When I wanted to really hit it hard with this channel and really get to know you guys, I said, you know what? I'll dump the cable. I'll make that sacrifice for me and my channel and my life. I'll dump the cable. I'll pick up another internet because it was about the same amount of money. I think my cable was like 80, 90 bucks, which I find that, I'm sorry, I watch YouTube anymore. If there's something that I really want to watch on TV, I'll dig around for it and find it and hope and pray that it comes up. If not, I don't need to see it that bad. I'd rather hang out with you guys, run 2 internets than have to. And yes, before you say in the comments, I have tried everything. I have to run 2 internets. I am in the country. It's a necessity. But let's rein it back in. Sorry about that. So I just wanted to make it abundant that cable's not a necessity. So, in the video, she also says, Oh, we have a security system. Okay, so do I. You can still protect yourself, but you don't have to have some high dollar, some high fancy. I have a camera, and you know, after some things happened a while ago out here, a couple of things, that I've had to amp up my security system. So I got one in back, one facing this way, one on the top, and one over here. If you're new to my channel, somebody vandalized the living hell out of my car and one of my other vehicles, my truck. But what I'm getting at is you can still have a security system and not have to have some fancy schmancy. See, that's the thing. When they got this money, they didn't cut any corners. They didn't try to think about the long run. They just got this apartment, and you peasants are living in little houses, and we're living high on the hog here. Well, now that things are coming down, and as Shanny says, karma's real, and I also want to iterate that they had a house that, I forget what his name is, G-Man, that Shanny always argues with, G-Man, and other racist things she said about him. G-Man was staying in their old spot. So I don't know if that was their old house or if it was Rev's mom's house. Long story short, they had a house. So they had a roof over their head. Now, I don't know what's happened with G-Man and the house, if they sold it, whatever, but they did have a house that this G-Man, another YouTuber that Shanny always fought with, was staying in it. So let's get into the Shanny video. I ask you again, thumbs this up, leave me a comment, because I'm pretty sure this is going to get demonetized. So, you know, I highly doubt with Shanny's language. First off, Shanny, let's just say, I'll give you $1 if you put your shirt back on. I don't see, and I'm not sitting here shaming, I don't see what Shannon, 50% of Shannon's has no clothes on. Shannon, why didn't you keep your OnlyFans? This is YouTube, buddy. Not everybody wants to see your lady parts. We're not out here swimming. We're not at the beach. Put the girls away. Let them rest. Not everybody, and you would think Rev would say, hey, put the ladies away, but hey, maybe that's a ploy to get some extra super chats. I don't know what it is. Let me know. Because if I had a significant other, you know, man or woman, I would say, hey, you know, put your clothes on, bye-bye. We're not on OnlyFans. I mean, I could see if we're outside swimming or we're at the beach or, you know, outside gardening, you got a sports bra on, but bye-bye, we're just getting into spring here. Slow down, Shanny. So, I'll give you $1 to put your shirt back on for the stream. Okay, Shanny's newest video with her, I'm blown back that Shanny hit 1,000 people, and I'm not saying that because of Shannon's looks, I'm not saying that, I'm saying the way that Shannon conducts herself. Shannon likes to play this victim card. If you're new to Shanny, it's you guys' fault. It's never Shanny's fault, just a heads up. That's one of Shanny's characteristics. And another thing that Shanny likes to play too is the mental health card. A lot of the things that Shanny does, Shanny's another foodie, another Amber, that mental health. I totally get I have mental health issues, but every time I do something wrong, I don't use the mental health crutch to say my mental health made me do it. And I'm not trying to shame Shanny. I'm just saying you cannot use that as an excuse, Shannon. You are a grown woman. You have children. You cannot show them that that is an excuse every time you do something wrong. Now, we are not watching an hour and 11 minutes of this. I will just give you a heads up. We're getting into the proof I'm not a scammer. Now, again, let me take you back because I know we've went a little bit everywhere. This is what is up to date about the 19-hour stream about the key fobs. Now, the key fob was found. Guess where it was found? Beside the bed. So instead of getting up looking before they asked for people, see, that's what it was it was specifically for a key fob. They were robbed, remember? It wasn't just saying she needed general help. It was, I need to get a key fob. Or I need to get, you know, a key fob made. So instead of getting up and look, see, this is what I think too. You know, a lot of people are live streaming right now. A lot of people know that the U.S. has stimmy checks. Have I got mine yet? No. And do I advise you, and I'm not saying this to anybody, any channel targeting this, pay your bills. Do you. Because nobody cares about you but you. And I've told you guys this before, but you guys know that I wish each, and if you want to help whoever, so be it. But make sure your bills are paid first. Make sure you're not being irresponsible with your chips before you pass them on to other people. Let's do it. And I don't want to sound smug in this, but I just find it $250,000, and I quote again before we get started. I know you guys are like, Kaya, you got me hanging here. Even if it wasn't $250,000, I can tell you from what I've kept up with these two since the whole money thing, they were buying high-ticket items. It wasn't a couple $1,000s. It was way... If it wasn't $250,000, it was definitely over $150K. Why wouldn't you buy a small house and pay the land tax up and say, hey, we're good for umpteen months, pay your car off, and then you got play money? But no, you were getting on flash and fancy gamer phones. You were having a pink Christmas tree, and all that's nice and everything. But if I have children, and you guys know I don't, if you're new, I just have 2 dogs. They're like my kids. So I would make sure, and you guys, I've told you this 50,000 times. I live in a complete shithole. That is my goal, to get me and my dogs up out of here. That is my goal. My basement floods. I'll take you down there if you'd like to go. Every time it rains, every time it snows, it floods. And you could say, well, Kaya, why don't you move? I have a pit bull. I have a French bulldog. It is hell trying to find someone that'll take a French bulldog. The good thing about this house is my dogs have a giant yard. I also have a pool in the back. Now, would I get rid of the pool? Most definitely. But I like that the dogs have an area. Sugar Bear's a bigger dog. Simon likes to roam. I like to be outside. So that's kind of what puts, you know, the toss up in the air why I stay here. Let's move right along. Okay, this is the, again, proof I'm not a scammer. Now, that's another thing here. Shanny talks like this, and you guys are idiots, and you're dumb, and you're stupid, and you're... Like, I'm lowering my voice because YouTube and words, but, Shanny talks very beneath people and very rude to people, and her tone is very loud and crazy like this. Listen how Shanny's kind of tone has changed a little bit here. That's another thing I found interesting. Shanny's talking in a little different voice now that,
Hi, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on that I'm a scammer and that I've been scamming people out of money.
And I just want to give you a heads up. The blue that's coming across your glasses is... whatever light, whatever they got going on, that's on their video. I just want to give you a heads up. Yeah, she's got a blue light that keeps coming across her glasses.
Like, not poor, and I still have money and stuff. But I wanted to show some evidence to you guys that that's not the case. And I've been actually using this money you've been giving me in order to pay bills. Now, as you can see, right here, I still have $245.76. I have not touched it because I'm still trying to save up for paying the cell phone bill off.
First off, if you're familiar with Shanny, have you ever heard her talk like this? Because I haven't. Second off, can you imagine having $250,000 and wondering how the hell you're going to pay your cell phone bill? First off, maybe you need to downgrade phones or phone plans, or... See, that's another thing. If things are really where they are at, sell off some of the things you don't need. We got Amber Lynn out here selling books, and she's supposed to got a bankroll in the bank, for God's sakes. And I'm not being funny when I say that. There was a post that Amber Lynn was selling her used books. I crap you not. Sorry when I say crap you not, but YouTube's really been cracking down on the cussing. Yeah, the Foodie Beauty Schmeatloaf. I'm just saying, I know some people are new, but that's why I say silly words, because I really can't cuss. It takes a toll on the videos. So, $250,000, and now you're worried how to pay your phone bill, and you got Amber Lynn out here selling used books. That blew my mind. Not to be off track and go in anybody's pockets, but donate them books to the children, or to the hospital, or to a woman's shelter or something. How greedy can you get? I said that about the Legos with Amber Lynn. I said, donate them Legos to a children's hospital. Donate them Legos to the freaking women's shelter for somebody's kids. How greedy, man. See, that's the thing here. I can't imagine having $250,000, or, you know, and you guys know, watch my video, I used to be an exotic dancer. Yeah, I used to get dough, and I was young, and, you know, but I paid my bills too, and I bought my vehicles, and I paid my bills, and I can't imagine having one big lump sum. The first thing I would buy is a house for me and my dogs. I'm being dead-ass serious when I say that. If a blessing ever came my way, I would get me and my dogs out of here under a safe environment. Because being in a basement full of water is not safe. But, you know, I do what I gotta do.
Yes, I am, Jules. I'm just trying to provide for people. Now, as you can see here, let me cover my account bill, or account number, with my thumb.
And sorry, this is choppy. I mean, you can see it's like, this was a live stream.
Come here. Crap. Oh no, it's not working very well. Let me do this again. Let me go back in.
I've never seen her talk in this voice or act nice. Ever.
To pay my bill. No thanks. As you can see, I paid $213
you can't even
on
see.
the 15th. As you can see, and I owe nothing. So I paid that. And then I had my cable bill, and that's actually a little bit expensive, because we actually have to...
A cable bill. Here's another thing I want to reiterate back to these kids. And you know I don't like talking about kids, but damn it, I gotta go here with this one. And I wouldn't if she didn't treat people, but this is the way this is. Can you imagine how traumatic this is going to be from these kids probably getting, which I don't agree with this either. You know, I don't think it's right to buy kids and, you know, try to win kids over buying them things. Shanny yells at them all the time, but don't even get me started. That's a whole nother, we'll be here for another 45 minutes, honey. So, can you imagine how traumatic it's going to be for these kids to be living high on the hog and then to be like, oh, hey, heads up, we're out of money. Heads up, you know, all the fancy things you're used to, you know, we don't have any cable, or blase, or, you know, when you get used to eating out all the time, and that's another thing people mention, why were you eating out a while back constantly, every day, all day, they were getting takeout. See, this is what I'm saying. These are people that are falling on hard times because of their negligence. And Shanny keeps saying in this video, I went skewed through this, I'm an adult. I'm an adult. There's another thing where Shanny says, don't believe anything my mom says. She's a narcissist abuser. Well, I can agree with, you know, on the mom part because my mom's an alcoholic. But from what I've seen with the videos of Shanny's mom, and I wasn't there when Shanny was a kid, but Shanny's mom seems like an alright person. The things that she said about Shanny have all been the truth. She said Shanny's very hard to rationalize with. She doesn't listen. Shannon has always tried to run the show ever since she was a kid. So what I'm gathering is Shannon is kind of like a foodie that didn't get her way. So now Mom is the spawn of Satan. But let's move on. But I think it's going to be traumatizing for these kids to live, you know, at one level. And then they have to, you know, it's seeming like Shizni's hitting the fan.
Change our bills now. Because because we need to lower our bill to just cable only or internet only.
There you go. Cut some corners,
but as
Shanny.
you can see, with our internet bill, right here, the current balance. I don't think that has anything. Wait, let me do the bottom. As you can see, the current balance is $303. It's going to change, actually, a lot lesser than that. Let me see. Come in. As
you can't see nothing, Shanny.
It's done April 15th of 2021, so we paid our bill with that. But we
Why does she have no shirt on?
That we need to deactivate.
Oh, listen to this.
That's why it's so expensive, because we had a security system in our household. So that's kind of scary, not having that kind of protection, and having so many stalkers. I'm still waiting on the extra money, so we...
Okay, did you just hear what she said? So many stalkers. Hey, maybe there could be one, maybe there could be two, I don't know, but I don't believe Shanny has so many stalkers. That's just, now, I did have some vandalism out here. I don't think it was a stalker. I think, you know, there was an altercation. There were some packages missing in the neighborhood, or, you know, I have another beef we'll explain later, but I don't think Shanny has so many stalkers. Again, get you some cameras. I don't think you need a high dollar, $330 a month security system, but that's just me, but gotta cut corners where corners are due. Another thing, if I was Shanny, I don't think, first off, she just got 1,000 subscribers. So it takes 2 months for you to even see $1. And when I'm talking, you know, if you're not making super chats, you're not making, at least I'm not. And thank you. A couple of you super chatted me here and there, but I rarely go live, which we do need to go live because it has been a minute. I have been one to go live to connect with you guys. But you're not, I just want to put it out there. For people, you know, they'll say, my kid wants to be a YouTuber, I'm thinking about starting a channel. If you want to do it for a hobby, awesome. If you think you're going to get on here, I mean, you got to pull some serious numbers to make serious cash. You know, so if they're relying on this to be the way to dig them out, this is not going to work. You got to wait 2 months, and the viewers that Shanny has and the views is puzzling. Somehow her views are like mine, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know if maybe, again, it could be the train wreck factor. I'm not train wrecky, or probably train wrecky enough, but, you know, I appreciate all the views that I get, but she does get a little bit of views, but money for views-wise, it's not going to even be close to digging them out, and it's not even enough to pay that phone bill she just showed. So if they think the YouTube is about to dig them out of this hole, unless they bank off of super chats, it's not going to happen. Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
If not, I'm thinking about getting a burner phone. I think that'll be really good. Never doubted you. Thank you, guys. People are saying we're scamming and we were lying about everything. Yeah.
Have you ever heard her talk like this?
And as you can see, I still have a lot of the money.
Shanny, you can barely see
that
it.
People have given me. Now, if you have, like, serious doubt, I'll give you your money back and give you a refund if you have, like, serious, like, doubt. But I'm not a scammer. I'm going through a tough time. Another thing people are trying to say that we're a scammer about is because of our car. We've had that car for a year and a half. Now, at that time when we got the car, we were actually pretty good financially. But you know how the stock market is? It's been so, like, that the money kind of, like, and I think anyone who's been in the financial business understands that stuff can happen. And it happened to us. But that's okay. Now, another thing people are saying we're scamming about is my mukbang yesterday. And I got that from the grocery store. All of those ingredients came from the grocery store from my food stamps. And then another thing people are saying, well, how could they give food stamps? It's only been 2 days. Well, we've had food stamps for 3 weeks now. Like I said, we've known about this for quite a while. We haven't brought it to the internet until recently. Because we've been trying to get somewhere, but it hasn't really been very good for us. Now, a lot of people are trying to make it seem like we're completely self-unaware that we need jobs to take care of ourselves, and we're not self-unaware to that. We completely know we need jobs, but you know what? When you're under financial problems and you can't find a job, well, you're going to ask for help. So that's what I did. I decided to step up and ask for help. And I have no shame.
Okay. Where to start? You didn't even look for the key fob first, and it was beside the bed. First off. Second off, I just said, if you think you're going to bank on YouTube, dude, you're not even going to make enough to pay that phone bill unless you bankroll the super chats. And I wouldn't rely on that. Third off, you have all this expensive stuff that you've bought that when you have kids, you make you make sacrifices, excuse me. They're relying on people out here to help them, but they haven't made it abundant to try to help themselves. And being selfish, dude, you have one of the new PlayStations. Get out of here. You have umpteen laptops that you showed. You have all kinds of things. And I'm not saying sell the kids' things. That's the kids have nothing to do with this. That's not their fault. They decided to smoke weed like freaking Cheech and Chong out here and buy. I mean, there's just shit laying here. Example, there's a Funko Pop. There's a big ass bong right here in the background. Heads up. There's a Funko Pop, big ass bong in the background. I don't know. There's just shit everywhere. You can tell. Let's watch another minute here, and then we'll wrap it up. I think that, you know, they've got a tough road ahead of them because it's not, when you decide to have kids, your selfishness goes out the door. You got to provide a roof for the children's heads. Or, excuse me, a roof to keep, you know, over your children's heads. You can't sit here and play a brand new PlayStation and say, oh, guys, can you super chat me? I just bought this $1,000 device and all these expensive games to go with it, but I'm really falling under hard times. And again, I get everybody's going through something. Everybody struggles. I'm not sitting here saying that Shanny doesn't deserve help, but get up and look for the damn key fob first before you go super chatting and telling the world, oh, I've got to get this key fob. Oh, you look for the key fob first. And I don't even know if I believe the key fob story, because I can't believe that if somebody took the key fobs, what was the point in that if they're not coming back to get the car and they haven't got the car? That makes absolutely no sense. No robbers that I know are going to come take a key fob, and this has been days later and the car is still there. So was this key fob thing even a thing, or could they really not find the key fob and they just thought, hey, we'll use this as it? If you needed money to pay your bills, say it, but you came up with this whole key fob thing. That's why people are irritated that they donated money, because they thought it was a specific situation and it was another situation. Now you're saying I paid my phone bill, I did this, that, and the other. So was there even a key fob involved? Or was that just what you came up with? We'll watch one more minute of this and get to it and close out strong. And if you're new to my channel, I apologize with the way we're watching this. I'm low tech. I don't know how to do the dual screen. I'm going to try and learn, but right now I don't have a device that does that. I don't think this thing does it, but just a heads up, we're just gaining momentum. I'm not a baller out here, so, you know, we're going to try and work on things, but I'm not good at tech stuff.
At all. Did we find out who broke into our vehicle? No. We're going to call the cops tomorrow and ask what they have to say about it. No one has asked for refunds at all.
Nope.
Listen what Rob says.
At all, dude. Don't lie on my chat.
Not a single.
Don't lie on my chat.
Because they wanted to bless you.
That's right.
My girls. They wanted to bless you.
And as you can see right here, I refunded people a lot of money back. So I don't know.
So here's another thing I gotta say too. Since people were blessing you, and you've blessed people, I'm using the word blessed lightly because, again, like I say, their false sense, the way their Christian beliefs are, and I don't knock, you know, whatever, but they always pull this, you know, spiteful, mean stuff and then practice and preach this Christian stuff, so they say. So, since you blessed Foodie Beauty so many times, and now you're going through crisis mode, did Foodie bless you back? Probably not, because Foodie doesn't watch your channel. Foodie doesn't watch anybody but mukbangers, people like Bay Nation, people that are going through the same thing she is. And when I say the same thing she is, I guess the Bay Nation, they're still mukbanging, but one of them's trying to get weight loss surgery. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I just looked at the time. You guys, we're going to keep an eye on this Shanny situation. Usually I don't cover Shanny, but karma's real, as Shanny would say, and I'm saying that. I know some people believe in karma, but you know what I believe in? I believe in you do good things, you treat people the way you want to be treated. And Shanny has treated some people very mean in this community. And, sorry, I swear I'm going to fix this. I know I keep, you know, but Shanny has treated people very mean in this community. She said very mean, nasty, racist things. And it seems like everything's coming back tenfold. So, be careful, man. Be careful. Spend your money wisely. Treat each other with respect. Treat each other well. And on that note, I'm going to say, have a great day. Great night. We're going to keep our eye on this. The last couple days on this channel, well, actually, about the last week and a half, 2 weeks have been off the Richter. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to take, you know, a little trip into Callie, or Shanny's world. When she was messing with Callie and messing with Alex, I don't know. I think we might have covered it back then. I'm not for sure. I think we did. But I'm not for sure. But I always keep my eye on Shanny from here to there. And I thought, you know what? There's a lot brewing right now. And Shanny has wished a lot of bad on many people. And her favorite word there was calling people peasants. All right, this has gotten super long. We'll do another react to Shanny. Maybe we'll finish the rest of that. Or if the next Shenanigans, Shanny's Shenanigans comes out, I will see you guys later. I am out on that note. See, the light even said, get the hell on, Kaya. Have a great day. Great night. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to keep an eye on this. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, even if it's emoji. It helps our little channel out. Have a great day, great night, and Kaya is out.